All right, all right, all right. Y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Just a random live chat. And I kind of want to go over a few things. I just got off a call with a client. And this client, it was a consultation. So not consultation, but consulting, helping a client grow their business. And there was something that just kind of, I'm not gonna say touched a nerve, but something that jumped out to me that I know a lot of people who are kind of in this industry, kind of things that they're doing that's really hurting a lot of people. And I want to do a quick video, just a quick live chat because I got a lot of stuff to do today. But I wanted to jump on here while it was fresh on my mind. What's going on, people who are in the chat room? Just really quickly today, we're not going to do a super long video. Because like I said, I was working with a client. We was doing some consulting work. And something that we're doing was just getting to me. And I wanted to make sure while it was fresh on my mind that I share it with you guys so I can make sure that you are aware of it as you move forward. And the title kind of explains it. Do not, under any circumstances, negotiate your price. Negotiating your price lowers the value of what you're doing so much. It's not even funny. You do not want to ever negotiate your price. Now, I'm not saying be super stern and stuck on what your price is, but you need to make sure that if a client is lowering your price, there is a reason for it. We're taking something off. We're not just saying, okay, I guess I can do it for that. Because what you're doing is right now you're looking really shady to a client. You look like a person that just want to make a lot of profit and you're willing to lower the price to make that profit. Instead of looking like a person who's offering a lot of value for the amount that they're paying. And hey, if I lower the price, I just can't afford to offer you the same amount of value for that same price. So you want to make sure, and that's why I tell you to itemize things so that when they say, hey, can you do it for this? I can do it for that, but I'm going to have to take this off and this off because there's no way we can offer the amount of value we offer at that price point, right? So what is a fair price point? Like what should you be charging? If you look in the free courses on Flash from Academy that talk about getting paid to shoot for free, I talk about shooting to build your demo reels, shooting to build up your portfolio. And during this process, I talk about the fact that you should be asking clients, what is a fair price? Like, what did you pay before? You should be picking their brain for this free video. I'm gonna give you a free video, but I'm gonna get everything I can from you and not just footage. So make sure you get an understanding of what they're willing to pay. It may be way more than you think. It may be way less than you think, but you can get an idea. He said, if I can't do this full price, can we remove a couple things? And yes, remove some things, but never lower the price for nothing. Never lower the price for nothing because the client is thinking, I probably could have got another couple hundred off you if I really tried. You don't want them to be thinking that. You want them to be thinking, hey, I don't want to go without a teleprompter. I don't want to go without, this, that, or the other, whatever feature you've added. I don't want to go that route, for less. It's not worth giving up. And you want to make them make the conscious decision of, is this worth it? If you're lowering your price for nothing, it looks like you're fluffing the numbers. It looks like you're fluffing the numbers. Let me post our graphic for those who know. It looks like you are fluffing numbers and you're just trying to make a whole lot of money off of them because they already don't fully respect your craft. They already think you're showing up, just pushing record, and you're not really doing nothing, right? They already think that. They already think I got a camera in my pocket. So if you continue to present your brand to offer the solution, like I said, we're offering solution these days. You're not offering camera work. We're offering a complete solution. And in offering that solution, you're getting a lot for what you're spending. Whether it be $10 or $10,000, you're getting a whole lot in that price. Because remember, we're showing value with everything we're doing. We're showing up with our logos on the shirts. We're showing up with our brand, maybe our vehicle to match, our company letterheads. We're showing value with everything we offer. Now, the reason I said teleprompter, because somebody said teleprompter suggestions, I charge extra for a teleprompter, right? And because my pay model or my pricing model is based on time, hey, I can kind of pitch, hey, if you got somebody that, if you don't want to memorize your 2 paragraphs that you want to say, maybe we can use the teleprompter and we can probably shave an hour or 2 off of being there so you can read it. Maybe it'll make things easier for those who have to speak. A lot of times when I'm working with gatekeepers who are doing this for bosses who need, you may have certain bosses who need to say stuff and they don't have time to memorize it. They got other stuff to do. So to make their life easier, we come in with a teleprompter with their script that we can just pop on and we can just keep going. And that way they don't have to memorize it. They can just read off the script. And we charge extra for that. That's just something we charge extra for. Just like we charge extra for voiceovers. We charge extra for a lot of things in this solution, but you want to make sure you itemize it so that they can, when they don't have the money or they don't want to spend that amount, they can take off the items they don't want. And one, it prevents them from saying, no, this is way out of my price range. I'm going to look for somewhere else. And two, it prevents them from trying to negotiate a price with you. You don't want to negotiate a price. You don't negotiate at Walmart. You negotiate at flea markets, right? Because you feel like you're getting a much higher quality product at Walmart than you do at a flea market. Plus, you don't really trust guys at flea markets. You don't really trust guys who you can negotiate a price with, right? Even when you go to get a car, if you say, I want this car, this $50,000 car for $45,000, unless there's a sale or some sort of rebate, they're not going to negotiate with you. They're going to show you a model that don't got power windows. They're going to show you a model that has less features than the one you actually wanted. Real quick, Blackmagic Media Productions says, who writes scripts? My company writes scripts, and I'll outsource it to a copywriter that I have I know their pricing, so I know to add my profit on their pricing. For instance, a page of script writing may be $500. 2 pages may be $1,000. I know to charge my clients $750 or $800 for a page of script writing. Page equals 1 minute of script writing. And I know I can offer it based on that price. Everybody that you outsource to, whether it be makeup artists, audio guys, second shooters, you need to have a base rate for them. Then you need to make your profit so that when your client wants to get it, you don't got to say, let me call this guy and see what it is. It's just a matter of him being available. I'll have multiple writers at the same price. So it's something to think about when you want to itemize and offer things to your clients. Somebody says, should I get LLC? You definitely want to get LLC. You want to get LLC all day. What are my thoughts on DaVinci Resolve? It's the best thing since sliced bread. It's the future of editing because they're giving you everything in one. Would I recommend the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera as the first camera? No. It's a cinema camera. It's tough to learn. I kind of got a video about beware before you buy it. So, even as a wedding videographer, he says, as a wedding videographer, should I list prices on my website or not? So weddings are different, right? The information I'm about to give you right now is just for weddings. It's not for corporate. When it comes to wedding videography, I would list my stuff on my website. Then I would have a la carte items. So I used to, when I did weddings, I would have a 8-hour shoot. I would have a 12-hour shoot from the time y'all start getting ready to the time they're sweeping and kicking people out the reception. I would have a package for courthouse weddings. I would have a package for a regular wedding that pushed all the way through to the first dance, and then we're out. I would have a package that include getting ready. I would have a 2-camera package. I would have a package where you can a la carte a 60-second Instagram edit of the video. You can have a reality show style shoot where we got interviews. We would get an interview of how y'all met. I would have different a la carte packages. A base package to cover me being there, a la carte package for adding a second shooter, a third shooter, drone, this, that, and the other. And I would present them packages on the website. People buy from people. People want to see packages. They don't want the shady, I can do it. Listen, man, for you, I'm going to do it for this price. They don't want that. They want upfront pricing when it comes to weddings. Now, this is still the case when it comes to Corporate work, however, your itemized list is going to be much greater. And when it comes to corporate work, for me to send you a proposal, I need to capture your information. With a wedding is not as important because they're only getting married once. So there are ways you can further advertise to somebody getting married, maybe baby pictures, maybe something like that, depending on if your niches support that. But with business, I know if you need a training video once, you're going to need multiple training videos. So for me to present that information to you, I need to capture some information from you so that I can continue to market to you. There's plenty of people that requested a quote from my company that didn't do business with us, but a year later, because I stayed in their email box, they did business with us. And me capturing that information the first time paid off. And what does it cost me to get an email or send an email? Nothing much. MailChimp isn't that expensive. So what I would do is I would continue to email them and continue to work with them and continue to advertise and market to them so that I can do business with them at some time, especially around holidays, Christmas events, headshots first of the year. I knew when budgets open back up. I knew January, February, budgets open back up. So guess when my email campaign is going to be strongest? Beginning of the year. I knew conference season happened in this area around summertime. So I knew what the market was and the seasons were. Just like if you're doing wedding photography, hey, a lot of people propose during Christmas. You may want to hit them with something like that. You may want to do first Christmas pictures with the baby. You may want to do stuff like that when it comes to portraits. Seniors graduate in May and June. You may want to start sending them stuff in May. So it's just something to think about as you move forward. How can I get into wedding videography? I often asked, do I have samples? I find it hard to land weddings. Go ask somebody to shoot for free. If you go on Flash Film Academy, there's a free course to talk about getting paid to shoot for free. Go take that course. It's a free course. It just talks about why you want to shoot 2 or 3 clients for free and what you should be getting in return for shooting with those clients. So it's just something to think about. Do I have an example of an itemized checklist? I do not. That will be a part of I'm working on a master course. That'll be a part of the master course when I get into pricing more. But anything that you itemize, anything that is a la carte, you should have listed. Anytime you submit a quote, when you submit video production, I'll give you an example. If I'm doing video production, I'm going to do, hey, this is the price for 3 hours of shoot on site. This is the extra price because we got an extra person. This is the price for a second camera angle. This is what it costs to add slider shots or another hour of B-roll. This is what it costs for teleprompter. This is what I'm charging you for writing it. This is what I'm charging you for voiceover. This is what I'm charging you for royalty-free music. This is what I'm charging to host it online. That way the client can say, you know what? I don't need 3 people. I want to get 2 people. And let them pick apart the price to get in within their budget. Don't you do it. I've had more clients go up than go down when it comes to adding to a proposal. They'll be like, because I'll do a lot of stuff that's unchecked and I'll let them check it and it'll add up to the price and they'll go up more than they go down. I've had clients who contact me for a $500 video, spend $8,000 because we itemize it. And it was like, man, I do want to get a shorter version edited for Instagram. I do want to get color grading. I do want to get testimonials. I do want to get this. It happens way more than not that I'll bring people in and say, yeah, we can show up and film for 1 hour for $500. But after that, we're packing up and leaving and we're going to hand you some 720p or 1080p files and we're done. Now, if you want editing, you can click this box or click that box. You want graphics, so I would itemize it like that. Can I give you tips on networking and getting jobs? Wanting to get in the industry. The thing is this, I posted, if you look in the community tab, a picture I posted. If you're chasing the cat, you're wrong. You need to build a brand so they'll come to you, right? So when they look on Google for who does training videos, your website, your demo reel, your portfolio is the best example of that. And you offer that solution, right? That's just how it is. Now, you can do some advertising. Drug companies advertise to people a lot, but you know who they really, really advertise to? Doctors. Doctors get bombarded with drug companies that are saying when people come to you with knee pain, you need to prescribe them this and we'll give you a kickback. They do a little advertising on TV just so that when your doctor mentions some brand you never heard of, you can say, oh, I heard of that. Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with that. And then in the future, if they decide to go over the counter, they have a reputation. A lot of drug companies do that. So what you need to do is focus on offering a solution. Do I use websites for clients to build their packages? Basically, you're structuring their plan. So my website is designed to get you in the door, to make you say, you can look at my demo reel and say, I want that for my company, depending on what your niche is. So that's kind of what you want to do. You want to make sure your website make people say that. In doing so, just like a car company, you're selling a big ticket item. They don't just sell a car for one price. Used cars, yes. New cars, go look at how do you buy a new car and look at the pricing sheet of everything that's listed on that pricing sheet. You could have not got leather. You could have not got roll down windows. You could have got hand roll. Well, if you're old enough, you remember the day where they offered roll down windows or electric. You're breaking it down based off what's added on this car. Right now, you feel comfortable spending $50,000 because the base model is $18,000. But when you're done with it, it's $50,000, and you feel comfortable spending $50,000. A car that is excellent at doing this is the Dodge Charger and Challenger, both of them. Right, the base model V6s are what, 18.5, 23.5, 25.5 out of the door. Their super Hellcat wide bodies are $89,000. So you can go in there looking at a $26,000 car and come out spending almost $100,000. That is they are great at building. And think about it. The Hellcat and the $26,000 car probably share about 70 to 60% of the same parts. The difference is motor, transmission, suspension, brakes, little stuff, right? The body, the frame, the seats, a lot of that stuff is pretty much the same, but they found a way to get $60,000 more out of you for something that probably cost them around 10 to 20 more thousand, right? And that's just what they do. Good looking out, Matrix. What about if clients ask for a discount or say can they get it for cheaper? You can get it for cheaper by removing stuff, or I like to do subscription based. I like to say, hey, client, you're going to need training videos every week. Let's work out a subscription contract or a subscription discount. Or if you want to do a first time discount, or if you want to make up a promo. See, the thing is, if your price is negotiable, you can never have a sale. Somebody can be like, I can get that anytime. You can't create urgency in purchasing from you because your price is always negotiable. I can always get it from that price. You can't create a buy now atmosphere and saying, hey, right now we're slashing prices, 30% off everything. Here's our pricing sheet. Put it together and let me know. You can never do that. That's you're taking a card out of your deck. You're making business harder for yourself because you don't have any guidelines. Structure is what you need. When it comes to pricing, you gotta have structure. 10100 Media said, how did you become so knowledgeable about this? Trial and error, books, seminars, mentoring. I know there's no secret, but what do you attribute your knowledge to? Business side? Failure, failing forward, spending a lot of money, reading a lot of books, spending a lot of times not being the cool guy because I wanted to stay back and read a book, learning about it, scraping my knees, working for Fortune 500 companies and being in boardrooms and looking at what they did compared to what I did. There was a time, I'll tell you a true story real quick, and this is something I usually share with the members. But I was in a room with the CEO from AT&T, the CEO from Coca-Cola, the CEO from TGI Fridays, and Roger Staubach that used to play for the Cowboys. He's an older quarterback. He's in the real estate now. And I was the photographer, right? And you know what I did? I shut up and I listened to how they operated. I listened to how the world worked for them. And I studied that. I studied their conversation. I studied what was important to them because they weren't having business conversations, bro. They were having like homeboy conversations, right? Good looking out, creative reflection. They were having homeboy conversations, right? They forgot I was there. They forgot I was a black dude in there with a camera, and they just talked, and I just listened. And to hear them talk as honest and real as possible changed my look on how people operate behind closed doors. It changed my mentality. It changed what was important to me. They didn't care about Jordans and Gucci and toys and fashion. They didn't talk about that. They talk about making power moves. They talk about elections and investing financially in elections where we can only invest in votes. They wasn't talking like that. They were talking about business as if it was their baby. It was their everything. They wasn't talking about a plan B and I'm going to work a little bit of this and I'm going to try a little bit of that. They were diving in, betting on themselves, where often we bet on other people. We hope other people give us jobs. We hope other people hire us. We hope other people want to believe in our idea. They didn't talk like that. They talk like they're going to do it by any means necessary. They had a real good get rich or die trying mentality. And these are guys worth $600, $700, $800 million. They are ahead of companies that, you know, they lose 50 million a year and don't think nothing of it. Here I am trying to make 50,000 a year, hoping that I get it. And these guys are losing 50 million and they just, oh, well, we predicted it. We still made a gain. You know what I'm saying? So my mentality changed. I started realizing what was important. I started to educate myself more than I entertained myself. I stopped buying $300 shirts and $200 hoodies just so somebody else can be like, oh, you got and started investing my money in my head and not just my gear. You may see me rock a Walmart shirt. You may see me, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I still like don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I walk around bummy. I still like my stuff. You may still see me rock Ralph Lauren or some Nikes. I do it. I'm not going to lie. It's just, you know, me and where I'm from, but it don't run my life like it used to. You know, it's a reward for working hard, and it's not just a stunt. It's not just to have it. I don't reward myself for mediocrity, right? I reward myself when I work hard and I get it. And I'll hold the stuff I love like over my head to motivate me to go and get it. I don't just buy it. I don't celebrate failure on the weekends. I'm not turning up at the club every weekend, getting drunk, buying $50 bottles or something, and I'm going to piss out that night just to say I did it. I reward myself. And I just put life into perspective. Like anybody that's successful in anything they do, they value success over all of the entertainment and BS that you're flooded with in life. And I just started doing that. My life started changing. So that's kind of my story. That's how I started valuing books and audio books over listening to Shake That Ass, Baby Shake That all day, every day. You know, listening to somebody talk about slanging drugs and all this stuff. It's cool. It's dope. I like it. I'm from the hood. I love DMX and all the hood stuff, but is it helping me? Like, could I be using that time to get closer to my goal, or could I just be jamming? Like how often do I want to hear shake your butt? You know what I'm saying? Like before I'm like, how's this helping me? So you are what you eat. You are what you see. You are who you're around. You are what you digest. You are the people if you're around people that say you can't do it, you ain't going to do it. That's why it's important to pick the right friends, pick who you follow, who you listen to, pick the right partner. You know, it's like that. You know, if you can, people who normally survive diseases like cancer, it's not because they often have better treatment. It's sometimes they're around people who keep their morale up, to make them want to fight, to make them want to go to chemo more, to make them want to change their eating habits, to make them go maybe vegan or a plant-based diet or whatever they need to kick, you know, whatever disease they may have. Sometimes you're around people that just they think you dead. As soon as they hear you got a disease like cancer, you out of here. Let me go ahead and get your car keys because you out of here. Can I have your stereo? Because you out of here. Instead of saying, we're going to fight this together. I'm going to shave my head with you, bro. I'm going to shave my head and we're going to fight it together. I'm going to go, if you got a good partner, a good woman, and say, I'm going to go on a plant-based diet with you. That's what you need. You need to be around more people to help grow your success. If you got 20 people that can go to the club with you and you ain't got 10 that can invest in something or talk business, that's a part of your problem. So you need to change that. So, you got to do what you got to do. If it's more important than breathing, you're going to do what you got to do. Period. You got to make it a priority. And a lot of people don't. They want to wish their way into success. They treat it like the lottery. Like maybe one day I'll slide into something good. I'll get a good deal, or I'm just waiting on that one client that's going to spend money with me, instead of building your brand to only attract that. And then you get to the point where you're selective. I got 10 quote requests in my email box over the past 2 days. And some clients, I'm like, I'm not working with you. It's just not what I'm looking for. I mean, I have the ability to do that. And the goal is to get your brand to the point where you're selective with who you want. And it ain't just about money. It ain't just about, I need this, I need that, I need this. So it's just about building your brand, and you got to change your life to do it. Some people are willing to change their life. Some people aren't. And the people who aren't, they're going to be where they were. One of my favorite quotes in life is, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. So if you're not willing to grab that wheel and change it drastically, you can't expect drastic results. You want to be rich, you got to change everything about your broke life. You know what I'm saying? You can't live a broke lifestyle and get rich. It's not luck. And once you realize it's not luck, your life will change. But I don't want to go too far off, because I'm going to make this short. We're doing about 30 minutes. We're at 25. One thing that you really, deck shooters, good looking out on the super chat. First off, good looking out on the super chat. I want to tell y'all, I love y'all, man. I appreciate everybody come on, because y'all keep me going. Said this speech needs some epic music. Y'all keep me going. And me starting this channel and starting the Facebook page, I get to be around people who this is their life all day, every day. It motivates me, because it's lonely at the top. It's lonely by yourself. When you start talking business, your friends, when you start really talking business, I'm talking about taxes and like the nitty gritty, and not just being a boss. I'm a boss. I'm a CEO. Look at me. I got a Bentley. Everybody want that part, but nobody want to talk taxes. Nobody want to get their hands dirty, right? Everybody want to shoot cinematic shots. Nobody want to talk color grading or color correction. Nobody want to talk, what lenses help me portray what I'm trying to portray. Nobody want to talk pre-production. Everybody want to talk finished product. Nobody want to draw storyboards. It just is what it is. Nobody want to plan shots. They don't want to do that. They want to show up to the premiere and shake hands and be the guy who did it, but don't nobody want to sit down and draw each shot out. That's just the world we live in. If you become a technician in what you love, you will build something great. If you become an engineer and a technician in what you love, you will build success. It's not luck. It don't just happen. You don't just walk into it. You don't get to see, all you get to see is Jordan balling. You don't get to see the practices. You get to see that 1 hour, that one game he balled for that hour, but you don't get to see the 3,000 hours he put into shooting in the gym or playing basketball or failing. So you got to put in that work. And it starts sometimes in here. A lot of that work is in here. So invest in this. Stop investing in gear and cameras, and go get an ebook. Go on Audible and on your way to work, listen to an ebook instead of the radio, instead of politics, instead of sports, instead of news, instead of trash. Go listen to an ebook on the way to work. I challenge you to do that. Listen to an ebook every day you cut your radio on in your car. Your radio can either provide junk or maybe news, or it can help you be better at what you do. That radio is a tool in your life. Something as simple as that. You got earpods, earbuds, or whatever you're using your phone with. Your phone can either help you or it can hurt you. It can either make you smarter or leave you where you are or make you dumber. It's only so much booty popping and crap you can listen to. My mother used to say, they got their money, go get yours. You worried about LeBron. LeBron got his money. Go get yours. So it is what it is. But my bad. I didn't mean to go off on a rant. The point I'm trying to prove today is don't negotiate your price. You look like the cheap guy. You look like you don't have value. If you can negotiate the price of a cheeseburger, McDonald's, you wouldn't trust them. What you want to do is set your price in stone. And if people have an issue with your price, you don't lower your price. You offer more value. You find ways to show more value. And I will give you this tidbit that I've said before. If I met a guy in the alley who said, look, bro, I got this TV, man. Hey, it's an 80-inch. It's 4K. Hey, man, give me $500 for it. You would be leery of it. Most of you would be like, nah, open the box, man. Plug it up. Let me see it. What's the model number? Let me Google it. Let me see. I don't know, bro. But if you go into an establishment and guys got on blue shirts and they got 20 TVs lit up and it's bright and they're like, welcome to Best Buy. You'll pay for that same $500 TV he tried to sell you. You'll pay $3,000, then finance it, then buy a warranty on it, then pay him to come hang it. You'll spend $8,000 for that same TV. What's the difference? The difference is they provided a way to show value by having a well-lit environment, by giving you reassurances, by having a guy in a nice blue shirt. Same exact item. But since they found a way to show value, you're willing to spend more. It's the same difference between going to a shady car lot and a new car lot or a reputable lot, an A lot and a D lot. They can sell you the same car. You just assume that if you buy a used car from BMW, they did everything they could to make sure it's running right. And the little B lot down the street could have done more. But BMW has done a great job at selling value, so you'll spend more for that same used car at the BMW lot than you would with the guy who probably turned every bolt himself to make sure that those brakes are tight. It's just about showing value. A lot of people get in business, they don't think about showing value. They just think about a price. And I can do it for cheaper than you. I can do it for cheaper. I don't want to be the cheap guy. You cannot recover from that. Look at Kia. Kia can put out a car that runs circles around Mercedes. Nobody's paying that money for Kia because it's a Kia. Hyundai learned that lesson. And you know what Hyundai did? They broke off a brand and called it Genesis and said, we're going to separate from Hyundai because ain't nobody spending top dollars for no Hyundais. I don't care if we steal a Bentley and put a Hyundai sticker on it, they still not going to spend top dollar for it because it's a Hyundai. That is why companies have different brands. That's why GM got Cadillac. Who is it? Nissan got Acura. Toyota got Lexus. They do it because they can't show value. They couldn't recover from being the cheap guy. And they learned by making a whole different brand, you would respect, oh, it's a new company. It's Cadillac. It's the same thing as, as a GM, as a Chevy, but it's just with a label that you respect more. So when you build your brand, when you initially come out with your photography, videography, graphic design, whatever company, you better start that company as Cadillac. Don't come out as Chevrolet. Start it as Acura. Start it as Genesis. Don't be Hyundai. Because once you come out and present yourself as Hyundai, some dudes that show up in a raggedy car wearing different color shirts and, hey man, we're going to shoot your video. You can't recover from that. You're going to have to go back and rebrand and come back as something different. And that costs money. So what I'm telling you is start off as Genesis. Start off as Cadillac. That way, instead of getting a $10, $200 jobs, or you're killing yourself doing these $200 jobs, you're out there, you're on the knee, your camera getting 5,000 shutter clicks, your battery's getting used up for $200. You can just get two $5,000 jobs and go back and go to sleep and go drop your kids off at school every day. So it's just something to think about when you're building it. Right now, you're building it from the bottom. You're building it from the start. Having this information will help you look at the big picture because it may not be looking big enough, right? If you ain't looking at creating a media company that's working with Netflix and working with all the big companies right now, just you with your camera, you're not thinking big enough. You got to think bigger than that. Matrix photo design. Mostly small business ask for discounts. Should I have a small business rate? Nope. But you could have a small business discount. Hey, if your business is under this size, we do offer small business discounts. Hey, if this is your fourth project of the year from us, we do offer a fourth project discount. Incentivize the discount to work with you and not to meet their budget. What are you getting out of the discount? Hey, on the second project, we discount it by 30%. You want to do two projects at once, or you want to continue to make sure if you do give something, you got to give them something that benefits you. And what can benefit you is a long-time customer. I'll take a discount to build a relationship. I'm not going to take a discount to get a sale. It's not going to happen for me. That's just me. I've learned that that's where, because I get a lot of people that promise you the world. Hey man, this video gonna do this. Once it pop, I'm gonna come back to you. I never hear from them guys. I don't even, that type of talk. Bro, I'm out of here. Man, once this do this, you gonna be the guy I'm working with all the time. I'm gonna come back, and every single time I need the video, I'm gonna come get you. No, pay me now. Or let's sign a subscription contract. Let's do a contract where we provide a subscription rate, and let's do that. But I'm not going to take the hype to hang myself on the first one so that hopefully you'll blow up. Because if you believed in it, you would spend the money. That's the thing. People who come at you like that, if you believed in this stuff as bad as you want me to believe in it, you'd spend the money. But you're not. So I ain't falling for it. Okay. Matrix photo design is mostly small business. Okay, I asked that. So yeah, offer a small business rate. Red Base Media, appreciate the super chat, bro. What would you say about family discounts, such as weddings and siblings getting married? I don't offer discounts to family. They should be supporting you more than anybody. I'll give you, I'll have a base rate. I'll throw in some stuff, but I'm not cutting below that base rate. This is my base rate. Now, because I love you and you family, I'll throw in a teleprompter for free. But your family should be supporting you more than they're asking you to support them. You got a business to run. It is what it is. I mean, family members, and I've had fallouts with family members because I don't do portrait photography. And they want me to do portrait. I don't do portrait. That's not my thing. Hey, man, I want you to do portrait, take pictures of me and my family. That's not what I do. I got friends that I can refer to you, but what kind of family don't support my business? And then they go spend full price for Gucci. Then they go to Walmart and spend all the money in the world. They're walking around in some Jordans they spent full price on, but you want me to take a discount? It's not going to happen, bro. But it just is what it is. He said, I actually work for Hyundai, but you're speaking facts. Hyundai dope. I love Hyundais. I'm the type of guy, I'll buy a Hyundai. But there's people that wouldn't touch a Hyundai. If they've owned a Mercedes in their life, they probably wouldn't touch a Hyundai. And if you put them side by side, I've test drive a Hyundai and a Kia, right? When I was looking to buy a car and I was thinking about a Mercedes, and that Kia, I know for sure that Kia ran circles around that Mercedes. It wasn't even close. Dollar for dollar, pound for pound, it ran circles around it. But it started to play in people's head? It's a Kia. I want people to see me in my Mercedes. It is what it is. So just something to think about. One more question and I'm Audi 5000. Fam, I hear you. I've done myself dirty by starting out as the cheap guy. Worst I've ever dealt with. Small businesses, those. He says, wait. So he's saying that he don't offer cheap. Your worst client is going to be the client that talked you down. The cheap client is the worst client, right? You don't believe me? Go to Walmart where they do prices and look at that crowd, and then go to Target who we ain't getting that cheap. And then look at that crowd. If I told you a fight broke out in a store and you had to choose between Walmart and Target, you're going to pick Walmart 90% of the time. If I say somebody was here in pajamas and I said, which one was it? Target or Walmart? You're going to pick Walmart 100% of the time. If I said a fight broke out in these two shoe stores, pay less. Well, I can't say Foot Locker. You probably say Foot Locker, but you get what I'm saying. So the cheap guy got the worst. You know what I'm saying? The cheap guy always, if I tell you this, if I say, oh, this guy spent off the road and was doing 102 miles an hour and hit some people, do you think he was insured by Allstate or the General? You probably he probably was insured by General. It's just the cheap guys. It's a harder demographic. It's the most work you're gonna ever do. So I'd rather sell. You can be Ford and sell 10,000 cars to make profit, or you can be Mercedes and sell 1,000 and make the same dollar amount. The choice is yours. But building it from the ground up, I would encourage you to be Mercedes. You work smarter, not harder. Content can keep paying you while you sleep. You're in an industry that does that. So think about that as you move forward. Somebody said I got the 2019 Kia Turbo. It's a beast. My first business failed because I kept negotiating and lowballing myself. I wish I had the advice when I got out of college years ago. This information they don't teach you in film school. They do not teach you this in film school. Trust me, I went. It's they're not gonna teach it to you. But I just want to keep it real with y'all. Business is, I got a video that I'm working on. It's called Business is War. To be successful in business, you have to be an asshole. It's not a place for emotions. It's not a place for emotions, right? One of the biggest problems that I had to overcome as a business, coming from a consumer to a business owner, right, is thinking that everybody in the world had my pockets. So when I said the video is 5,000, if I can get you to pay it, if you'd be willing to pay that. And to some people, 5,000 is nothing. That's it. I would kick myself. I would damn near cry my whole drive back to the office when they'd be like, that's it. And I'm like, wow. You got to get out of the mindset that people have your pockets. There are companies that do $10,000 a minute. Have you ever seen the meme that showed Bill Gates walking and they said if he dropped $1,000, it would cost him more to go back and pick it up than it would be to keep walking? There's people out here eating. You can't pitch or run your company based off of your pockets, because your ideal client don't got your pockets. They already got a business, or they got a wedding they're looking to spend a lot of money on. It is what it is. So you got to have a better understanding of who your client is, and you got to pitch it and not negotiate it and not back off your prices. You don't negotiate with Mercedes, don't negotiate with me. Now we can take something off, but we're not going on lower on the prices. It is what it for what we offer, and we would just throw more value. Fine. If people are lowballing you, or they're backing up, or they're cringing when they hear pricing, you have not done a good job at showing value. And that is the most important thing in business, is to show value. Is to spend $1 on my business to convince you to give me $2. That's all business is. How to turn $1 into 2, period. Now I'm gonna render a service, but I'm gonna make profit, period. That's what you need to be focused on. So stop negotiating them prices. Get you some structure in your pricing. There's nothing worse than having a client call you back a year later and want to get something done and the price is completely different. I'm not saying that it shouldn't go up yearly, but it's completely, wait, we got this done for $700 last year. What you mean it's $22,000? We got the right people? What do you mean it's $2,000? Okay, I'm gonna call you back. Never hear from them again. So get the structure down. All right. Again, for those of you who chimed in, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch me on this sneak peek live chat. This week, we will be announcing our live schedule, because we're going to start going live on a schedule so that people know when to tune in. I like to be random with it because I have thoughts, or I do consultant work, which let me pop that on the screen. Usually when I'm working with, I've been doing a lot of consultant work lately because a lot of people are looking to grow their business right now. And I get a lot of great ideas for content and video because I'll have 3-4 people a day and they're all hung up on some of the same stuff. So I'm like, okay, this is a good topic to bring to your attention. So, oh man, CRP Media, good looking out on the super chat, brother. So it's just something to think about. He said, got the logo, domain, clothing on the way. Had a consultation for some videos I sent off for the first proposal. He said, let's go. Right now is the time you should be building it, because when people get fully free, they're going to be looking to spend some money, especially businesses. They got to catch up. They're going to need promo videos. They're going to need photography. They're going to need Instagram stuff. They're going to need social media stuff. Trust me, they're going to need it. Make sure you're there to get it. Don't let everybody around. Don't let your friends with their camera get money and you sitting there wondering why nobody choosing you because your portfolio is this, or, you know, your website ain't done, or, you know, you got to be ready. This is oh man, the rich get richer during when we go through recessions like this. The rich get richer. The poor just suffer, right? The poor suffer because they scramble. They don't know what to do, and it's okay. It's okay. But if you got a plan, you need to be putting that bad boy to work right now. So when them gates open up, you blow up. You blow up. I'm just being real with you. If I'm telling you, money is tight, I get it. but put it in places where it'll bring you money back. Go get an ebook. Go to lynda.com and sign up. Go get a course. Go do something. Add some value to, add something to your repertoire to come out and kick butt. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank you all for tuning in. We're going to release 2 things by the end of the week. We're going to release a live schedule. That's 1. 2, we got a contest coming up. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys. I want to thank you for watching the video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you hit that share button. Share it with people you care about, you love. And just real quick, when we do the scheduled lives, right? We're going to do a scheduled lives, probably 2 a week. They're going to be available for everybody live. But once they get archived, it's going to go into the member section. So if you're not a member, hit that join button. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right? All right. Y'all be safe out there, all right? Definitely.